good for me to do this. And the thing about being a musician and having all this inside you and not being able to do it, it's toxic. You need to be able to let it out. You need to be able to rock and roll somewhere where it counts, and that's what Mark and I were talking about with, Paris, Tallinn, Copenhagen, and we're Norwegians, they turn out to see us in the home islands, when they see in his hometown. For sure they'd turn out, Karmoy Skookum1, grandson of somebody from there, sure. And then I'd heavy rock and balladeer and all this stuff too, but also, the hard politics that make us want to leave this country. We talk about that a lot. I can't remember what we talked about on the screen, or not by explaining in French to the Gilets-Jaunes, we're on the side of the revolution, And it's a hard thing to say in Canada, is, music has become apolitical, it's become commercial, and I've spoken on, to my friends in Trailer Park, I was just an incidental member of the cast, but I know them all a little personally, some of them, like, hey look, you guys, there's no political film in this country. Jason Eisner, Jay Dahl, listen to me, I'm trying to think of the other filmmakers I know. There's a few of you on my Facebook, and we're in touch, right? Sarah, and Mike Smith, listen, you guys, Mike Clattenburg, we've never really talked, right? But I know, that you guys are a crew, right? And you're, I think, independent of CBC and not that dependent on government funding anymore. And you guys have a political role in a lot that you've done, including the liberation of marijuana, such as it is. Anyways, brothers, join with us, But we want out of, Mark and I, we say, well, look, we speak French, and the cities of Belgium and Switzerland and France are way better places. Je parle français aussi, espagnol, and allemand, a little bit of Spanish and German too, right? And I speak Norwegian a little bit, and I'm learning Icelandic. I'm learning Russian, and yeah, sure, I'd love to play St. Petersburg. Holy cow, would I love to go to St. Petersburg. Live there for a while, and that would mark you here. That's the whole thing about the times, that, just to mention that I was thinking of studying Russian, right? Well, I was working on it, at the gym with a guy I knew who happened to be like a senior Mountie in the area, right? And he kind of was looking out the corner of his eye for a while after, right? A nice guy, we were friends, but, I live in a security state, right? Even your intellectual activities are suspect. So, I believe the French Revolution will liberate France like it was before, like it will turn it to, it already is still an accepting place for artists. I'm in no shape to be running through the streets avoiding tear gas and bullets, so, but in terms of being able to maybe help, a translator, or for now just getting there and being musicians, and somehow in the next couple of months pulling this together, still get a place here long term. They'll have to come back to every 6 months to just maintain my medical status and all that stuff, right? And I don't want to be abroad for too long. But, a lot of what needs to be said about this country is best said outside of it for the rest of the world to hear it. Because there's no point in talking Canadian politics inside of Canada. You'll be ignored or ridiculed or smeared or whatever else they use to shut people up, right? And it's a long history of that, including violence, right? State violence. So I won't go on to that. It's a dangerous topic. You see what I mean? Like, this is a country where I have to watch what I say. So I really got to get subtitles happening here. For all of this. So this can be translated into Russian and French and stuff like that. On parle français bien. Et aussi hablo espagnol. Ruski. A little bit on how to say a little Russian. Just сказать много Ruski or something like that. Ruski. Anyways, I'm capable of a bit in Greek and stuff, and I would like to live in Corinth, and I would like to play Epidatos, and I certainly need to go play Delphi. And yeah, at Delphi, a drum corps if it's all acoustic, and, considering that I'm, was an honored guest, I think I will be again, that also do it during the festival. And I do like a staging of, in the Greek style, I'll do a staging of a bit of the Volsunga saga. We'll do it as a Greek style play, maybe as something to say as my part of the Festival of Ancient Tragedy. And remember that the Hyperboreans, you see, were there. The Hyperboreans attended Delos. There were fair-haired youth from Hyperborea, which was an island, probably Sweden, or Göteborg, maybe, Jutland, where they were all fair-haired, and they traveled, they were cult of the sun, which in the north would have to have been the god of the sky, Tyr, more than Odin was. Tyr was the sky and justice and valor and stuff, right? But they were attendants of Apollo, of the shrines of Apollo and Artemis at Delos. you know, and they were part of Greek culture, as where you go to the north of the people Hyperboreans. So they were there. So anyways, yeah, that would fit to do, you know, my idea is for the Tale of Goodland, you know, to do it up in, maybe in Greek, I don't know. That's a good idea, to do it up in Greek, you know, and done it as though it were a Greek play, you know, with a chorus even, in which some of them, the scenes, the edits, lays, lend themselves to that with the narration. And that could be the chorus, you know, as I can see the images of it, I need the production money and the support. And for someone with, you know, the creative connections in the production and staging and visionary industry who make opera and, you know, creative things happen, you know. And that's not here in Canada unless you're like, you know, whoever you are, right? And the grant system is not geared up for people like Mark and I, right? We're like roughnecks, kind of, we live rough, right? We're, from what they see as a sketchy past, but it comes with the territory of being an artist. So, you know, Berlin, I've been told, is a place for people like me. Vienna, I know, kind of is much more stuffy. Budapest would be fun. I have my friend does have houses there. I've got to stop talking about him because it's a jinx. I don't want to jinx it, but I may have places to stay around here. It's a friend of mine, who I know from Skookum1. I need to get WhatsApp on my phone. So but he gave me a good idea, Mark. He gave me a good idea about getting the GoPro. So with this, I could start doing live, online. And especially in Wi-Fi zones, with good Wi-Fi. Anyway, so I'm going to shut up and play again because I could prattle on for a while. I do it a lot in my vlogs. And this vlog is about being a musician and knowing what our task is in the world, that we've been given this gift. And me, I've been given this power of a certain kind of song, you know, to take and have fun with and take to the world and spread the message of the world, which is that we all need to take care of the world. We all need to rise up and unite and do away with the corporatist system. Simple by organic uprising, like it's happened in France. You know, like it's on the edge of large-scale violence. There's been fighting in some cities, you know, that's, you know, fighting back and stuff, and there's been shots fired, and there's more people dead. So, but I see joy in the revolution going on, and I want to join that joy or add to it or get people around here to realize it. So Mark and I are going to do things in Franco-Canadien for Le Québécois, Le Franco-Manitoba, and my friend in Edmonton, it's a French-Canadian, it's a suburb of Franco-Albertain, suburb of Edmonton. You know, that whole area, St. Paul and various areas around there are French, right? So there's a lot of them there, right? And to tell them, you words are well under the Gilets-Jaunes, you know, that they want complete democracy from the bottom up. They want the banks broken up. They want a fair life for everybody. They want a fair income for everybody, including the people who are now completely broke. The people living in the sidewalks should be housed and fed. Give them money so they can live decently like other people. This is what the French Revolution is asking for. Meanwhile, the rich get richer, the wars get larger, more meaningless, oil gets more and more destructive. This is a conflict over the oil economy because they do want French troops out of North Africa and out of the Mideast, and both are about oil. You know, and so is the intervention in Libya, of course, you know, and anywhere else. Right, and France's empire, you know, Kerguelen, and I don't know, here Réunion was having trouble, right? Réunion, which is somewhere in the South Atlantic somewhere. And I think it was Mauritius also is French, right? Tahiti's probably fine, but Tahiti's like a luxury resort. But I remember, I think it was Côte d'Ivoire where they had a terrorist attack. So the French Empire started unraveling a little while ago, but once I saw the Dieudonné video with his theater being hassled by the cops back in October, and how absurd it was and outside the law, that this is what has driven France to what it's doing. But Canadians, we take the same kind of absurdity meekly. We just go, oh well, like the results of the referendum. Oh well, we had our choice of democracy, and nobody BC wants a better democracy. Oh, too bad about the people who didn't want to vote. Yeah, they were working so on, they worked 2 jobs and so on, you know, that I've been vlogging about politically. But the only way for anybody to hear any of that is if I start telling the world about that. There's no point in telling Canadians. They won't listen. They want to go to the hockey game. They want to go to the mall. They're having Santa Claus today. Cool, thank you. I had Santa. Santa sent me to say all this, you see. Santa sent me to say, hey, look, world, you know, it is all about human unity and human goodwill. It is about loving everyone, you know, and saying, why are we fighting? So this is what's not understood about les Gilets-Jaunes. It's a movement for peace. They're wearing emergency jackets because they're in a state of emergency. The government is out of control and in the control of foreign institutions and banks. And they're not running their country for their own benefit. It's being run for their disbenefit. So they're fighting back. So it is Christmas Day. I haven't looked. Joyeux Noël en France est à Paris, et Bordeaux, Toulouse, Lyon, et toutes les autres villes et petites villes en France. So I wish you well on the revolutions, my brother. Right? Because if you can make this work, it sets a model for everyone else like you did before. Voyez, ne faire pas un autre terror. I said, please don't have another terror. The terror that followed the revolution of the directorate, le directorat. La révolution était périlleuse. C'est là, périlleuse, could be. Pourrait dangereuse. La révolution. Mais peut-être que c'est la révolution des peuples du monde. Et seulement, le seul groupe pour ça et pour Toulouse. Tous les autres pays du monde. En unité avec les Français comme les Irlandais avaient. Et assis, sit down, sit-ins, whatever. Chantons, marquez-moi. On chante du vers des fins des temps ou des commencements de tout le temps des humanités et des siècles depuis le commencement de tous. Encore, je pense que moi, juste mon musique maintenant. Je viens de me parler, c'est meilleur pour le monde que je joue la musique, le chant. Parce que les mots, la prose, n'importe pas qu'on dit avec musique. I'm stretching my body up, and I have a new hip.